Welcome to the game.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are in the middle of ZynVaded week part 2. Hope you're enjoying so far. Like we talked about in the unboxing video, we're going to go through these next few videos on how to build your models. And there's a few things that you're going to want to help you with building these models. One is a brush. I picked this up a long time ago when they were doing their fine cast. This is just a coarse brush. It's helpful when you have some of these loose pieces. That'll just help knock them off. So if you see this, like this loose stuff right there, just a brush, it'll knock that free. Very nice. Other thing you're going to want is a pair of clippers, flat-sided clippers, so that you can get up close. So when you have these pieces like this, so you can get up to it as close as possible and clip that off. You're also going to want a hobby knife. A hobby knife is used to help clean up those places. Okay, and it's also going to be used for any type of mold lines that you might see where it needs just a little touch up. Like right here, just a touch. See that little mold line right there? Just open it up and use your brush to knock it off. And last thing that will really help is ring stuff. And I'll go over this a little bit more when we actually get to constructing it. It's just a 2-part putty. It's called green stuff. Blue and yellow makes green when you mix it up. So we're working on one of our heavy gunners, and he's got a lot of pieces that need to be clipped off. I'm just going to kind of point them out, and then we're going to go to work and clean this up. So you can see there's a little piece right here that we can get off. We're going to want to get this piece off right here. Now when you're doing these, there's a couple of ways you can go at it, but what I like to do is get as close as possible and then very carefully squeeze until it snaps. Okay? That's kind of a rough edge where that popped off. That's where this will come in. And you'll be able to just smooth that right out. Okay? Now this is resin. If you have some files, that'll work too. I don't use files on this resin. When you use a file, it makes it really fine, and I don't think this is really good to breathe in at that fine dust. So not any dust is really good to breathe in, but that'll make it a really fine dust, which unless you wear a mask or something. So this is fine. The paint will cover most of that up. This little piece here on the end, just gonna put that like so. And just very carefully, just cut that right off. And this little piece right here on the gun barrel, just to help clean it up a little bit. And anywhere you see that just doesn't look quite right. Okay, again, painting stuff up, cover some of this. Some of it's just the charm, because these were hand cast. Hand cast resin. So, all right, so gun basically done. We look at her body. We've got a few pieces we need to cut off here. Get this and this. Her legs, we just need to finish cleaning it up. We're going to cut this off and this off. Her feet. And then we need to clean everything off here and clean this up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning her up, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to put her together. So we'll be right back. Okay, now with all of our parts cleaned up, You always want to kind of dry fit it together first to kind of make sure you know how you're going to want it to fit and you know which pieces go where. Now, if you kind of notice this one's a little funky shape, this arm, because it fits right here. Okay. You can always look at the graphic on the picture on the website to see what the models are supposed to look like, and that'll always help. So that one's going to fit there. It looks pretty good. This this big power fist goes up here. It's got a little notch there where it kind of fits over her bicep. So that's going to fit like that. Yep, that looks pretty good. This will arm down here with the grenade. It actually goes up here. Put it on the wrong spot. It's going to go up here. Yep, that looks pretty good. That's going to fit well. And then the gun, left hand, it's going to fit right over that notch, and it'll match up with this arm coming out down here. Right. So we'll want to put this arm on first, let that set, and then we'll put this one in to make it fit. And then all of that goes on top of her legs. Now, getting her on her legs is going to be very important. When you don't have to cut all that out, that'll just help it sit, flush. There is a hole in the base for that to fit in. It's just again to help with stability. This is all worked. Now, if you haven't dealt with anything like this before, it's actually very easy to fix this. Don't use it like this. Microwave, a small thing of water, bring it to boiling, drop this in it. Do not stick your fingers in the boiling water, okay? Kids, get your parents to help you with this. Put it in there. It'll flatten itself out pretty quick. Use a fork, pair of tongs or something, take it out, run it under cold water. I want to do all of those at the same time, so I'll probably shoot a video for that, and I'll show you how I do all that, because I don't need this at the moment. So we'll just put that to a side. Let's talk about green stuff. The green stuff we're going to use to kind of help hold pieces in place. That's how I kind of use the green stuff. I don't really use it to, I'm not an artist. I don't use it to shape or add to it. I use it really just to hold stuff in place. So you want to cut off equal parts of this green stuff. If you don't have the super glue, will generally work. This is just to give it a little extra help so you don't have to hold it as long. Because I tend to kind of race through and get the stuff put together quickly. If you watch any of my painting videos, it's all about speed and getting stuff done as fast as possible and making it look good, but getting it done as quick as I can. But all you gotta do is just keep kneading this together until it's a green. It's a little sticky. This will dry and it'll become very hard. So this isn't something you can mix together, leave, and come back 30 minutes later, because it'll be useless. So once you get it kind of put it together, kind of roll it out. Because you're not gonna, you probably won't use all of this to build this one model, but we're gonna use some of it. If you get any little pieces like this where it just won't mix, that's pretty much where these two have touched and the chemicals have already mixed. So just tear that out and throw that away. Okay, let's start by getting her positioned. So I'm just gonna sit like that. And how are her arms going to fit? Let's go ahead and start with this arm, since we know that has to fit like that. So here's what I do. Cut off a little piece of green stuff, put that down in where you know the two parts are going to touch. It doesn't have to be pretty, because it's all going to be hidden. It's really just to help hold the piece in place. Super glue. This is vitally important. I think I actually went over that earlier. Oops. For this type of model, you must use super glue. I use Gorilla Glue. I like Gorilla Glue. It works for me pretty much very well. Now, what the green stuff is going to do is it's going to let us push this into place. And so I don't have to sit here and hold this forever. Wait for that, road glue glide. It'll dry in about 30 seconds, and it should be pretty tough, pretty hard. I'm just going to push this in there tight and let the green stuff hold it, and it'll just help solidify that bond by helping to hold that arm in place. We're going to let that sit and dry for a moment. And other than that, we're going to kind of dry fit where we think we're going to have this guy, this girl, position. Well, it actually looks like it'd be pretty cool. Like that. All right. I am going to go ahead and work on this arm because they all kind of have to meet like that. So again, I'm going to take a little bit of green stuff. Now, being that this is resin, this stuff will take a little bit to dry. The super glue is going to take a little bit longer to dry than like if you're doing plastic or something. Don't really know why that is. I just know that it does. Now, you know how the gun is going to fit? It's going to stop. The fist is going to fit onto there, and this piece is going to go onto there. So I'll show you that again here in a second. Go ahead and such super glue there. Now, I'm going to hold this piece in place because if I bump it, it may come undone. I don't want to do that. And push this hand into the elbow socket right there. And then this, I'm just going to gently push into place. And yeah, she's really starting to come together right there. She's like, wow, let it roar. Okay, that's starting to come off. Put that back into place, like so. Okay. Make sure everything stays attached. Very cool. And she's like, oh. Okay, very cool. Now you can kind of get to where you can see how's this going to look. Oh yeah, she don't look like that. She do it like that. This way, so now you really see that, hey, she really kind of sits sideways like that. Like she's really about ready to rake that thing across. Like, open fire. I do not do sound effects. But anyway, you kind of get the idea. So that's going to be very cool. So now we know how we want her, how she's going to sit on here. Let's go ahead and put her on. Now for this, since it's a bigger piece, we'll go ahead and put a bigger piece of green stuff to help hold her in position. We might just use all this green stuff. Super glue. Now, you don't go nuts with your super glue, but for this piece, you do want to make sure you get it all the way around. And then you stick that into the hole there. Push it down. You should feel the green stuff kind of squish, and that means it's doing its job. Yeah, that is a cool action pose. No, I lied. I'm going to use this for a moment, just to help hold her up and in place. Okay, I am going to let that sit for a minute before I try the rest of the arms. So we'll be right back. Okay, now it's only actually been a couple minutes since I did that, but I'm going to go ahead and keep going. So to put this arm on, we'll put the green stuff right there. Break out the super glue again. Now when you put this on, the super glue needs to make sure your super glue touches not only the green stuff, but the resin around it. If you just put on the green stuff, then the green stuff will stick, but not the resin. So I'm just going to push that right into that socket, right there. Yep. just like so. Very cool. Now we're going for patience, and probably just keep going here. So green stuff in there, help hold it. Green stuff you can get at most of your friendly local gaming stores, wherever you bought your ZynVaded. If you just bought it online, we'll probably have what any of your local gaming stores would have. And this just goes right in that socket. Remember that bump goes right over the bicep, just like that. And voila! Just like that, our support heavy gunner is built. Now we're going to leave her to completely dry for her overnight before we try to paint or do anything else. Make sure you keep your super glue cap on so it lasts you for a very long time. And we'll switch back. Okay, so unless you're looking for a specific model, the other ones we're going to follow the same techniques to do all of these, and we're sitting at 11 minutes plus about 15 20 minutes, however long this video was. They don't take that long to put together, and once you put them together, let them dry completely. You know, if you're using Gorilla Glue, 30 minutes you're probably fine. I would let them dry overnight if you can, but if you're really wanting to play with it, give them at least 30-45 minutes to dry solid before you start playing with them, and then you can prime them, you know, the next day, however you need to do it, or later that afternoon, or whenever you're doing it. But anyway, they don't take long to put together. Hope this has helped. This is just one of the heavy gunners. We will go through and do the rest of them, but they're all going to be done in the same fashion. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying ZynVaded Week Part 2. And as always, like, comment, let me know what you think, and have a great evening. Bye now.